Hello everyone, this is Paul Asadorian with Tenable Network Security. I'm very excited to tell you about the new Nessus web interface written in HTML5. HTML5 offers a lot of advantages. It's going to allow you to log in from your mobile devices such as your iPad or your Android tablet, and it's going to provide a really rich interface to the Nessus vulnerability scanner. I quickly want to go through signing in, creating a policy, creating a scan template, launching a scan, monitoring the scan in real time, and reviewing the results. There's a lot more. There's going to be a whole series of videos, but I wanted to give everyone kind of a brief overview of the Nessus HTML5 interface. So I'm at the login page for HTML5, which you can see along the screen at the bottom. This is the URL that you would go to in order to access the HTML5 interface. I'm going to click sign in to continue, and it's going to log me into the new interface. Now we'll start by creating a new policy, clicking on the Policies tab. We're going to add a new policy. We're going to go to the general settings, and I want to show you the pull-down menu. It's very important, I think, to highlight this feature. Each of the pull-down menus allows you to search the contents of the menu, which I think is a really nice feature, especially when we look at creating scan templates and you've got a long list of policies. So that's a nice feature, and we can fill out the fields, create a new policy, enter credentials. The plugin selection is one of the things that if you've been a Nessus user for quite some time, you'll notice the interface is different. I really do like it. You can scroll through all of these plugins here. You can see I had a filter applied that I'm only showing the plugins for which an exploit is available. I can go ahead and add more filters, or I can clear this filter and see all of the plugins. Clicking on the number will allow you to see all of the checks within the plugin family, and then I can bounce through each of the different pages to view all of the plugins within that family, and I can enable and disable plugins by clicking on them. So that's basically the policy in a nutshell, how you can go in and enable, disable plugins, and create new policies. We'll pop over to scan templates, and you can see the list of scan templates. And there's another feature that I wanted to highlight, that each of these screens you can filter the listing of policies, you can filter the listing of templates, you can filter the listing of results. For example, if I want to see ones that contain the word web, I type the word web, and there are my scan templates that contain the word web. You can create a new scan by coming in here, clicking the new scan button, create a new scan template. The scan policy pull down menu, you can see here if I wanted to search for policies that contain the word web, I can do that easily from that pull down as well. We'll go ahead and launch a scan while we're looking through the results. So if I come down here and look at there it is, Paul's network default passwords is the scan policy that I want to launch. When you click on the policy, it asks you, are you sure you want to launch this policy? Yes, I want to launch it. You can also notice that by hovering over any of the items here, if I were to click that X, it would actually stop the scan. So there are actions that you can take against entry items just by hovering over them and looking over here on the right hand side. If I come over to results now, I can see that that scan is running. I can look at a scan that I was running before on the network. Let's look at a different one that I think is a better example. I have the results from scanning a Windows 2000 host. As you can see, there's several vulnerabilities in the Windows 2000 host. I can click on the host here and get a listing of all the vulnerabilities associated with that host. If there are multiple hosts, I can click and get a vulnerability summary. And as I said before, you can filter for vulnerabilities very quickly. So this is separate from the filtering options. I can type MS07 right in here, and I can get a listing of every vulnerability that contains that term very quickly, which I really like. I can go over to my filtering options, apply filters as I normally would, similar to the way I can do that inside of the policy as well. If I want to export my results, I can come down here, select the different chapters, choose my format, and click export. It's a nice way in the interface. I like the way that that is presented, so you can very easily see the chapters inside of that tab. One more thing I want to show you on results, which is new in this interface. If I were to go down to this database audit, The compliance checks now have their own tab. So I can search and filter in the compliance check section. So every vulnerability that is labeled as a compliance that was found by your .audit files in your compliance checking will be listed inside of this tab. As you can see, my scan is still running. If I click on my scan, I can see the progress. I can see the hosts that have been identified. I can see all of the vulnerabilities that have been enumerated. As that scan is still running, it will take some time, but it is progressing along nicely. And that concludes this video demonstration, a very brief overview of the new features contained within the Nessus HTML5 interface. And there'll be much more to come describing the features inside of this new interface and how to use them along with the Nessus vulnerability scanner. Thanks everyone for watching.